Hi, we're back. This is Amy, and I'm here with my friend Buck.
And I'm just a psychological mess.
Okay.
And Amy is a therapist, a very famous therapist for her work in play therapy.
Yep. And
So,
yeah,
and
specialized
I'm just a
kids.
mess. But I love my new therapist. But
Good.
we wanted to talk about because Amy's son is
Is gay and is getting married to his partner in September, and we're so thrilled. And it's Pride Month, so
right.
this is a good month to talk about those
That's
kinds of things.
that's good. That's
Yeah,
good. It's different now. Um,
absolutely.
I actually got in an argument um, at a place in Asbury Park with someone who was transgender, who is a woman becoming a man.
Hmm.
And I did not ask them to sit with me. And he went on and on about how difficult his life is and all this stuff and all the. And
It's as
after a
difficult as you make.
while, after a
Yeah.
while, I just said, you couldn't even say that you were transgender right now.
Right.
If the gay people, the gay
Right.
movement hadn't happened,
Right.
I said
Right.
it was very hard for us. I said because it happened when we would I didn't, but people would get arrested
Right.
for being gay and for being in a gay bar, and they would shut down a gay bar.
Right.
And I said until some drag queens had enough. And I said,
Yep.
and then also it was the death of Judy Garland.
That's a big deal.
It made it worse. And
Yeah.
I said, and they would not go. They would not
Yeah.
let the police take them.
No.
Um, the police actually kind of backed off a little bit. I mean, they took some of them in, but the police
Yeah.
kind of backed off, and that was it. And then we had a march, which became the Halloween parade.
Right.
I don't know.
It just morphed. It just morphed. It worked out.
Halloween parade. Um, so they started doing it at Halloween, and it was just on. It was like 3 blocks long. It was just
Mhm.
Christopher Street, and then Halloween became one of the biggest parades besides Macy's. And then the Gay Pride Parade is the biggest in New
Right.
York City parade there is. It's
Yeah.
bigger
I
than
believe
Macy's,
that.
and you have a higher turnout.
Right.
But you still have those wackos that are in front of St. Patrick's behind the
Yeah.
little, like, bike rack things. And they're, shame, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. Blah, blah, blah. And best experience, because I was on a float, and best experience was I got off the float and I went up to him and I said, shame on you.
Yeah.
He started to get over and the cop goes, oh, come over. He goes, I dare you. I dare you to come over
Because
here. He
yeah.
goes, I dare you to cross that line. He goes, because you will be arrested immediately and
Yep.
handcuffed. And he said, and you will be gone.
Good.
So I was like, yay. That must
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
cop turned to me and he goes, well, I'm gay.
yeah. Good. Yeah. That's the thing. It's when you're African American, everybody knows because obvious. It's obvious. You know. And when you're handicapped, everybody can tell. Everybody knows most of the
Right.
time. But anybody could be gay and you wouldn't know it. And I was talking to these are old people I know. I was talking to somebody that lives at my mom's retirement, and they were saying something about not wanting gay people to run the government. And I was like, well, how would you know if they were or not? Even if they're married, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And I said, and the other part of that is that you're telling me that my friend Buck, my friend Nick, my friend, my friend Pam, my friend Steve, my partner, one of my friend's partners, all the people that I know, I just listed them all, and I said, You're telling me that those people who I know are good people, smart people, competent
Right.
people, capable people, that they wouldn't be able to run the country because they love somebody that's the same gender as them? That's the only thing? What is that? I don't understand. And she kind of went, "Well, I never thought about that." And I was like, "Of course you
Yeah.
haven't." And she's old, and I understand that stuff, but it's sort of like I don't get. I still don't understand like how my son's marriage would threaten anybody else's marriage. How does it do that?
Yeah.
Just because he's marrying his partner, he's marrying his his man partner.
Yeah.
Why does that threaten anybody? I never understand that ever. It's like it doesn't make your relationship any less wonderful or less good. I mean, why is that more threatening than like, something, you know, somebody cheating on their wife, or whatever it is? How is that threatens it more, I think, than the sanctity of marriage isn't threatened by my son getting married. I don't understand. Anyway,
I mean,
I'm rambling.
sometimes I think, and I've had people say this: we fought for gay marriage so we could get divorced.
Yeah. It's true, and that happens too, and that's not a big deal. And that
I know
somebody
it is.
divorce
It
shouldn't
is.
threaten your marriage either. It just happens.
It just feels like
Everybody's on the road.
failed. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, you tried, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Then the whole way that I really didn't know
for
until
like
college,
yeah,
because the college that I went to was a smorgasbord
yep,
gaming.
yeah.
And the first party I went to, they were
Was
dancing in jock straps.
that was eye opening for you?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah,
There was drugs everywhere.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
just like, wow, I had never ever seen that before.
yeah,
And so then I had sex with a guy and I had sex with a girl,
yeah.
not the same time.
That's
Uh,
good to know. Yeah,
and I did that all through college. I was
yeah,
bisexual,
yeah,
um, which I would get shit from my gay friends when I would date a girl. You dating a girl?
yeah.
And then when I would date a man, my straight friends that I would hang out with were like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
so
what
now
the
you're
hell?
gay
Yeah,
again?" I'm like,
I'm always saying
"It's the
I'm who I
it's
am.
the
That's it.
person.
Yeah,
It's the person to me. It's not the
yeah.
I
It's not
mean,
their gender. Yeah,
just things about
right.
women I don't.
Yeah,
Body parts I'm not really thrilled with, but so I just
got it.
I
Yeah,
couldn't I can't deal with it.
yeah,
So uh, and I moved to New York,
yeah.
which is a smorgasbord of gay men.
Of course. Yeah.
And I moved to New York um, after living in Missouri, saving up,
Yes.
working an American shoe because you make a lot of money. And they were very nice to me. And
Good.
Safi's was very nice. Um, the Mercurials. But I, that summer, I had a guy who came in at the very end and we were closing,
Hmm.
because everything closes there.
Yeah.
Literally roll up the sidewalk. So
Yeah.
Lisa, who worked the counter, said, there's somebody that wants some topsiders. I said, Lisa, I'm tired. Give them to Tony. And he goes, oh no. Oh no. You want him to be your customer. And oh my god. He was blonde. He was a graphic artist at
Oh,
UMKC.
cool.
His
Yeah.
name was Rod, or Rod, I think. Um, Philip knew him,
Yeah.
and I would really actually like to find him. Um, he was all dirty from working on the highway because his father worked on the highway, so that's what he did in the summer. He was all greasy and grimy and the brightest blue eyes and blonde hair. And he said, I want some topsiders. And I was like, okay. Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh, you're okay. 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 And
Yeah.
so I did. And we talked for a while. He left.
Yeah.
And I said, and, we always try to sell those products that, take care of your shoes, that condition your
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there had also been this guy who came in all the time who worked at the mall. And he was a manager for one of the stores. And he was just so, nothing wrong with it, but flamboyantly gay,
Yeah. Yeah.
really overweight. But he kept coming in to see me and buy shoes just because he would see me.
Yeah.
See me. So you're kind of trapped. So I get this call and at the store, and Lisa's like, somebody wants to know about how to condition their shoes and blah blah blah. And they said you had products. And I was like, oh, it's that guy. Because he called all the time. I was like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I said, can I? Hi, can I help you? I said it like that. And he was
Yeah.
like, I was in the other day and I bought some topsiders and you said I should get, and I go,
Oh,
oh,
it's that guy.
you're the highway worker guy?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm actually, I'm going to come in now because I'm actually calling from uptown. I was like, oh yeah. Oh,
Come on in. Yeah.
yeah. So I sold him all this stuff.
That's great.
And
That's
then he
hilarious.
goes, I don't remember the name of that bar. I think it was called The Pickle. I don't know. He goes, it was, there were gay people in there.
Yeah.
And so Jeff City did have a kind of gay bar. And he
Yeah.
goes, do you want to go have a drink? And I was like, he goes, aren't you done? And I said, yeah. I said, you're going to have a drink with me? And he goes, yeah, I'd like to get to know you. And I was like, still no gay word was mentioned.
Yeah.
And we sat down and we ordered and we talked for a while. And then he just put his hand on my hand. And I went, oh my
Mm.
God. And
Yeah. That was your realization.
that was my first real experience.
Yeah.
And boy,
Yeah.
did we almost got caught so many times because he was at my house and
Yeah.
we rented a cabin because we still had a boat. And so I still took the boat out. And my mom was like, he's really nice. I mean, you spend a lot of time with him.
He's a
And
good friend.
he's a good friend, and he's going back to UMKC.
Yeah.
And I'm graduated, so I don't know where I'm going to go. I said,
Yeah.
I thought about moving to Kansas City because there is a theater company. I mean, there are theater companies there. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm not going to be famous, but I said they do commercials. And she was like, oh, so you would move there because of him? And I said, yeah, I like him. I said, and Philip's there.
Yeah.
I said, Philip's there. I think you were there.
Yeah. It
Michelle
was
was there. My friend Michelle, who got cut from the program, was there. So there's
yeah.
other people there. And then he made me a bracelet. I know how big, but he
Yeah.
made
That's
me
right.
a bracelet. And so we had matching bracelets that were made out of yarn or I don't know what.
Yeah. Something.
And he asked to meet me we used to meet at the Capitol in the back. And
Oh.
I know, but we would sit on the fountain, on the edge of the
Yeah.
fountain.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I don't know if my parents could really understand. I don't know if this is going to be too hard. And he said, I think I'm going to have to try to be straight. And I said, you can't try to be
Yeah.
straight. Either
I
you're
mean,
straight or you're not.
it doesn't really work that way.
He goes,
Yeah.
well, that's what I want to do. And I hope that but I still want to hang out with you and stuff. And I just took the bracelets off and I
Yeah.
threw it in the fountain. It's probably still there. Threw it in the fountain,
I would
and
hope. You never know.
he goes, "What? What is that?" I said, "I never want to see you again." I said, "If
That's
you can't
betrayal.
figure it out," I
Yeah.
said, "I love you so much.
Yeah.
I'm so in love with you, and now you do this." I said, "I
Yeah.
was getting ready because we were going to go next week to Kansas City to look for an
Yeah.
apartment together."
Right.
And I said, "And now you do this." And he kept calling me, and I would hang up on him. I said, "Not until
Not until you decide. Make a
you
decision.
decide." I said, "It's not my job."
Right.
And I said, "So I was going to move there." I said, "But now I'm moving to New York. I'm done."
Yeah.
So Philip got some joy about knowing him. He made it a point to know him so that he could give me updates on him.
Yeah. But and now you've lost
Philip and
touch. So.
Nicholas were so nasty sometimes.
Uh,
And Michelle knew him. So,
yeah.
and I said, I told her, I said, I love him. And I would come in a minute to Kansas
Yeah.
City and live with him if he can figure it out. But I said, I'm not going to help him figure it out.
I'm so sorry.
So, yeah. And that was it. And then the other one was my mother. So I
What
moved,
did you do? Yeah.
I moved and I left with this huge basement with all these like pantries and stuff that were empty, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's a Christmas tree, a boat motor,
Yeah.
things that she canned that we never ate because they were so awful.
Yeah.
But she loved to can. And
So
I
go.
said, so here are 2 milk crates of books and things and tapes that I want.
Right.
I said, I will eventually come and get them. I just can't take them with me, or I'll have you just box them up and send them to me.
Right.
I said, do not go through them, Miss.
They're your
Whatever.
private personal stuff.
No, there was no privacy in our house.
No.
She went through all your stuff. She went through my drawers all the time. So
That's
I was like, don't go through it. It's all organized. This is all the stuff that I really, really, really want. And I threw out all the rest.
nope. She got rid of
Second
him.
day I'm in New York, I get a phone call from her. So she goes, so I was going through your things.
What?
I said, she
No
goes,
private.
why do you have a book of gay monologues? I said, because there's a lot of gay characters, because a lot of actors are gay, and
Yeah.
a lot of directors are gay, and a lot of producers are gay.
And a lot of
I
shows
said,
have games in them,
I
and you
said,
should know
you
them.
can find it next to my Shakespeare monologue book,
Right.
my contemporary male monologue book, my Sam Shepard monologue book.
Right.
She goes, well,
It's just
I
part of the whole
don't care about those. I want to know why you.
same reason I have all the other ones.
I said, because I need a selection of,
Huh.
depending on what play it is that I'm auditioning
Right.
for. I need to. And she goes, well, I'm just going to ask you, are you gay? And I said, what? Because of a book?
Yeah.
I said, it's really not your business.
Right.
She was like, it is my business.
Why?
I said, well, if I tell you, then you're going to be upset.
Right.
And I said, I don't know why you need to know, because I live in New York and you live in Missouri, and it's not like I'm going to pop by for Sunday dinner with my.
With a guy. Yeah.
And she goes, so you are gay? And I said, yes. And she goes, well, I wish you wouldn't have told me.
Golly. So catch 22, man. You can't win. There's no way to win with this woman. I'm so sorry.
Like, then everything was about being gay.
That's
Everything
crazy.
was about being gay. And she would ask me
It's
always,
one aspect of who you are. That's crazy that it becomes like I never understand that.
and she'd send me newspaper articles that say gay people commit suicide, gay people get AIDS, gay people have a smaller, I guess, pituitary
No,
gland.
that's not true.
So, I
Not true.
mean, if you got that fixed, and
No.
I said, I don't want it
Yeah.
fixed. I
You
don't
don't need
want.
to be fixed. There's nothing broken. There's
There's
nothing wrong.
something wrong with me.
Nothing.
So then, I had to tell her that I was HIV, and then I told her that, and so then she would cut out articles from the Just City Tribune that were from the AP, and they were all about AIDS, and she would send them to
Right.
me, and like with a note, like she used to write to me, like actually on, she would write
Yeah.
letters. She stopped doing that, and she'd go, "Just thought you'd like to know."
As if you couldn't look stuff up your own self or have more information than she would ever have about any of that stuff.
I have a
It's
doctor.
horrible.
I have
Yeah.
a doctor and a whole set. So I called her.
Yeah.
Don't you ever send me that stuff again.
There's no reason for
I do not have AIDS. And I said,
no.
so I need to know about AIDS. I said, I'm undetectable. I said, I'm perfectly fine.
You're probably healthier than her.
And I said, so do not send me that stuff.
Yeah.
And she got
Because
mad
it
and hung up on me, which was great because she didn't
yeah.
talk to me for 6 months.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet that was a nice quiet time.
Well, I went through a year of not talking to her until my father
Yeah.
begged me to call her.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't take it anymore. All she does is say how much you hate her, And I said, I do hate her. I said, do you hate her? He goes, I do. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, I don't know anybody that likes her. So I said, all right, I will. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that
Man,
was really
do you
my
want to hear?
experience. But I was
Yeah.
bisexual. I
Yeah.
went, I
Yeah.
dated Diane for
Yeah.
longer than I remember.
Yeah.
She remembers. I said,
That was a while.
I thought we were just kind of playing around. She was like, no, we dated. And I was like,
What do you know?
okay.
Well, it was more serious on her end then, probably. You
Yeah.
were more
Yeah.
kind of
I
like
know. I got
having
that
fun and
a few
going all over the place. Yeah.
people college girls women hooked, that I've seen again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I had one that said, I was so in love with you and you just hurt me so badly. I said, you just broke up with your boyfriend. I thought
Yeah.
it was like revenge sex.
Yeah.
Like you were gonna have sex with me so that he would
Right.
know that you're having sex with me.
Yeah.
She goes, no, I really loved you.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, that's sweet. I really loved your car.
I'm sure that went over.
I said, that
That's funny.
Camaro that made all
Was
that noise,
bah man.
I loved that car. I loved driving that Camaro. She goes, so
That's
you
what.
dated me for my Camaro? I said,
Yeah. Sort of.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to piss Dan off. So,
That's hilarious.
because it really pissed him off.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
really.
good.
And I was like, she's the one that
All
came
right.
to me. I didn't come
Yeah.
to her. She's the one that came to me. She knocked on
Yeah.
my door one night, and that was it.
Yeah.
She knocked on my door to complain about you, and first thing you knew, we ended up in bed. And I said, and then it just kept going and going and going. But we said, it's all because you were such an asshole to her. So
Yeah.
women don't, you need
Maybe
to
you were
treat
fine
her.
pissing him off. Yeah.
And I said, and she's a white clown. Do you know what a white clown is? So in clowning, white clowns are the evil clowns.
Oh,
They're
okay.
the ones that play tricks.
Oh, got it.
And they're the ones that hurt the other clowns.
Oh,
Yeah.
the mean
So,
clown.
so
Yeah.
you're dealing with a white clown that you just pissed off. Like, I don't even want to, I wouldn't even, like, we had this class together. I didn't
Yeah.
ever want to be partnered with her. Never.
Yeah.
Never. She was like, they go, so you two, and I said, no, I'm not doing her. She's
Yeah,
mean. I always like mean girls, though.
yeah, yeah.
I always,
Sometimes.
I always did. Always did. Um, so now you're going through,
You know,
but it's
well,
easier now for him.
it's way much easier. Way much easier.
I
Yeah.
mean,
But I'm telling here's the thing. My family is really super liberal. I've always had tons of gay friends. I've always, it's never been an issue. Our church is like that. We basically say
you're
United Church is an open and affirming church. We affirm everybody. We love everybody. So it was never an issue. So, and my son, when he came out to me, I know he was still kind of nervous about it, and I can understand, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, what difference did you ever think it'd make? So I got this text, and he, usually like his
he
texts
texted
are
you.
fun, huh?
He texted that
He
to you.
texted me, yeah. He texted, I need emotional help, and I was like,
Yeah.
who are you, and what have you done with Eli? But but so I was like, sure, absolutely, you can talk to me about anything, you know that. And he started out saying, I'm
My
really unhappy.
opinion of him just went down a little bit.
Oh, oh, no, it should be okay.
Texted
It's
you.
probably okay.
Text.
It was totally fine. So and he lived in Indiana at the time. He was working in Indiana, so it wasn't like he could just pop over. And I'm sure it was at a point where I think he probably was starting to date his partner, current now. And but anyway, so I get this text and it says, I'm having a hard time at work. I really unhappy with my job. And oh, by the way, I think I'm bi or gay. And I was like, oh, he doesn't care about work. I mean, he might be having problems at work, but that's not why he's texting me. He's texting me to come out to me. And I was like, you know what? Number one, if you're unhappy at a job, you don't have to stay in a shitty job if you don't want to. You have education. You could leave that job anytime you want. And number two, I'm going to love you no matter who you love. I don't care if you're gay. It doesn't bother me. No one in our family is ever going to have issues with it. And then
You were
he
the
and then
United Church. That's like the gay church.
it's the gay church. Yeah, it is. It is
It's
kind of.
the gay
So
church.
yeah, I mean, that's where gay people can feel comfortable. Absolutely. And the church we went to in Chicago, we used to go to a church downtown, St. Paul's United Christ, and it's very gay. There's a lot of gay people there, a lot of straight people, a lot of kids and families, but it's gay people are welcome. It's fine, you
Yeah.
know. So, but that was the first time we kind of talked about it a little bit. And he goes, "Did you already know?" And I said, "Well, I didn't know, but I didn't." It didn't, it wasn't like I went, oh my God, I hope he is or I hope he isn't. I didn't care. I don't care. I knew you didn't date girls very much. I knew you never dated people, and I dated all the time. So I was like, you had one girlfriend that was sort of like, not, I don't think it was really a girlfriend even, it was just like, he just was like hanging out with this girl. But anyway, but otherwise he didn't date, and he didn't date in college. And I was like, and it's not because he's not cute. He's gorgeous. He's a good looking guy,
Dude.
and I know he went to S&T in Missouri, which is, it's an engineering STEM school. There's not a ton of girls, but there were girls, and he would talk about his friends dating their girlfriends. And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, either he's just not interested or I don't know. And then, so when he came out, I was like, well, it just makes a lot of sense. And he always had a lot of gay friends,
How
and
old?
his
How old?
roommates were gay.
How old?
Huh?
How old?
How old was he when he came out?
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. I don't know. That's probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So he's probably like 23, 24. He was in his grad program already.
Now they
So
want you to come out when you're a teenager,
yeah, I
and
don't know if he knew or
and,
if he
and
wanted.
it's like I don't think you really know when you're a
No,
teenager.
I don't think so
You're just
either. I'm
everything
not
is
sure he knew.
new and everything. This whole your
Yeah,
hormones are going, and you don't know. You
you
want
don't
to
know.
try
Yeah,
something, and
right.
you're afraid
Yeah,
to be labeled, and
right.
you're like,
Well, there was a couple, and one of his high school friends, who I was kind of friends with this kid's mom, and I said something to her, and she said, "Well, I told Jake," and Jake said, "Everybody knows that," and I was like, "Well, I didn't." So, so I don't know if they kind of knew, or if kids just want to say that they know things that they don't. But I remember one time when he came out of school, and he was like, I think his dad actually picked him. His dad might have told me this, but he was like, just go, just go, just go. And he was like kind of upset about something. And Dana asked him what was happening and he wouldn't say. So I always wonder if there was something that happened, but I don't know. And it's not my business, and it's ancient history. It's over. So, um, but so I don't know if he knew, and it didn't really matter to me. I don't care. And I never, I was like, you have not changed in my eyes. You are still my kid. I will love you no matter what, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then he called, I said, do you want me to tell your dad? I think you should tell your dad. So he called a couple of days later and told Dana, and Dana went, great, fine. All right. So that's all right. And then he goes, do you want to tell your mom? And I was like, I already knew.
Uh-oh.
But, so I was like, it's okay. And I told him I didn't want to be the one to tell you. I knew, and I wasn't keeping it a secret. It just wasn't my story to tell you,
Yeah.
you know?
His
And
story.
so that was good. It's his story. It's not my story. So anyway, and
He's
then the way he came out to my family was we were doing our Friday Zoom, and he texted everybody beforehand and said, I'm seeing someone. Do you want to meet him? And they were all like, yes, of course. And so I think he actually came out to my sister at one point, or either my sister or my brother-in-law when he was driving somewhere. And I think he told one of them. So it kind of came out a little at a time. And then finally just said, do you want to meet him? And everybody's like, great, And Alfie's wonderful. He's part of our family. We love him. They're great. And they're happy together. And that's really the most important thing. So they
yeah.
make each other happy, you know?